There was peace. Despite all that happened. It did not take away the pain of what happened or the hurt, but I felt a sense of peace. I've seen Chege today, which is crazy because I have been looking for the perfect intro for this video, and I just had a situation that I think would explain what it means to have a setback. And to be honest with you, I think that every content creator at some point have faced this dilemma, and I just hope that you can use this to apply to your own situation, and hopefully you find a way out of your own dilemma, out of your own setback. With that being said, hello guys, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Good News Uche, and I am excited to have you here today. Speaking of being excited, a few moments ago I was almost at the point of tearing up on this my beautiful makeup, okay? Because how do I explain this? Everyone at some point must have faced a setback or will face a setback. It's not a curse. I promise you, I'm not trying to put this on you, but it's just part of the human experience. And that's why I think this topic is needed, because I think that if we cannot control to an extent, right? If we cannot control what happens to us, we can position ourselves in a way that whatever happens, we're able to bounce back and we're able to annul the effect. So that being said, let me just tell you exactly what happened this morning, afternoon, and now evening. Every creator knows that before you actually sit down to create a video, right, there are certain things that must be in place for a video to happen, for you to make or create a video, right? Number one has to do with your lighting. The other one has to do with the outfit you're going to wear, your makeup, your hair, and all of that. And the most important is your gadgets, your equipment. Now, if you're using a camera, you have to make sure that the batteries are in place. You have to make sure that the lens is properly cleaned and all of that. I was having a bit of problem with charging my phone. I was going to leave it for at least an hour or two. Definitely it would charge. So I went ahead to do all those things, and then I came back to the phone and I discovered that it was still at the same percent. It was 27% and it wasn't moving. I had tried using a power bank, it wasn't still working. I tried using other cords, it wasn't still working. And at this point I was beginning to have heart palpitations. You guys, I have so much going on right now at this point in my life. If you watch my vlogs, you would know what I'm talking about. Please, if you haven't watched my vlogs, go and watch my vlog, because that's where you get the tea. Just follow the story closely. I'm sure you will learn a thing or two by the ending of this video, okay? So I tried all things to make this video a reality, but all my effort was abortive, right? All my effort proved futile. Nothing buttresses a setback like this. I had a perfect story to tell, which I'm still going to share if it's necessary, but I just feel like this one buttresses it more than anything, and because it's fresh out of the oven, like I said. So at this point you're wondering, how come you seem very bubbly, very excited with all these things you have narrated to us? What can be done in situations like this? The first thing I would say is to stay away from the situation. It is very common for people to try to fix it, for people to try to, counter it, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But you have to understand that at that instance, you're not in the best mental space to deal with that, all right? At that point, emotions are rising, you're getting irritable, you're getting angry at the situation, you're frustrated. You discover that you keep on repeating the same actions over and over again, and obviously they will not give you the result because you're doing exactly the same thing that prompted it to happen. So it becomes a vicious cycle of stagnancy, and that's not what you want. You need to be able to step out of the situation, step away from the situation to actually calm down. When I was having problems with my phone charging, what I did was to ignore the phone. I'm like, me staring at this phone will not make it charge even faster. I stepped away. I was doing my makeup, I was sorting out these beautiful clothes that I am currently putting on, I was styling my hair and doing other things that distracted me from the phone. Because what you don't want is for other areas of your life to suffer because of one thing. You don't want that to bleed into other areas of your life. When you encounter a setback, it is very common for you to become desperate. And what you don't want to do is to make a decision out of desperation, because 9 out of 10 you would make a decision that you will regret. Second thing you need to do is to process your emotion. At the time, I was angry, feeling very sad. The atmosphere was tensed. So at this point, I'm going to tell you another story, right? This one happened in my sophomore. It's important I share this because this will allow me to buttress this point very well. So when I was in 200 level, I came out for the position of a vice president. One of the reasons why I actually opted for this post or this position was because somebody of influence sort of walked up to me to tell me, oh, you should come up for this position, I think you're good for this. And he listed a bunch of reasons why he thought that I was a good candidate for the job. And I thought about it and I was like, okay, yeah, I think I should actually pursue it. I think I have what it takes to get the position. And oh God, at a point, let's just say that I got to understand the statement, politics is a dirty game. Because, oh Lord, you guys, it was a cascade of events. It was a tornado. It was a lot. At that point, I felt betrayed because the person who walked up to me, I think also met another of my friend to tell her about the position, and she, applied and all of that. Long story short, I did not get the position, and it was a lot. It became very messy. It was messy. So what did I do to make sure that I wasn't harboring any sense of bitterness or resentment towards those messy people? What did I do to make sure that I was processing my emotion to heal properly? The first thing I did was to turn to God. When situation hits me, the first person I run to is God, and sometimes I run away from him, but at the end of the day, I still have to go back. It's crazy, right? The first thing was the word of God, and it didn't make sense at the time, but I knew that God gave me peace. There was peace despite all that happened. It did not take away the pain of what happened or the hurt, but I felt a sense of peace. I wasn't thinking about it every day. I was able to forgive the persons who wronged me, able to forgive the persons who hurt me, because one thing I always try to do is to make sure that no matter what happens between me and any other person, each time me and someone maybe have a fallout or maybe there's a rift, I always make sure that I tidy it up in a way that if I see you tomorrow, I will not hold any form of bitterness, that it wouldn't leave any bitter taste, that I can still say hi and hello. We don't have to be the best of friends. I'm sorry. We don't really have to be the best of friends, but at least we can be cordial, right? So I try to settle things in a way that we're not best of friends, but we are cordial and there's no bad blood, pretty much. Another way I was able to process this was to talk to a friend concerning this one of filming. My mom had to I had to call my mom to tell her, oh God, this is what is happening. And one thing about my mom is that if you tell her of any problem, once she knows that this is what has to be done for you to feel better, best believe that she'll start doing all that she can to make sure that you're back to yourself again. And that's what she was doing, right? She was looking for chargers for me. She was asking me questions. She even offered her own. Oh my God, she's so sweet. She offered her own, and I know that she's actually using her phone currently, but she offered her charger for me to use, and that's so sweet, right? That's so sweet. That's actually a beautiful gesture. And for the whole election period, one person that I knew came through for me was Rachel. Oh my God, Rachel, if you're an OG, first of all, if you're an OG, you will know the girl from my college videos. Oh, we have come so far. She was the one person that I was venting to constantly, and she gave me all the ears that I needed at the time. She gave me all the whole attention that I needed. And for every person who said or did not say or did not do or did do, she was like, oh, they did you wrong, they shouldn't have done it, you know, even if they wanted to, they should have done. I was like, yes, they should have, but they didn't. And she would sit down with me for hours, just talking, just saying, don't worry, it's going to be okay, and all of that. So yeah, I think you should also find people who you can vent to, who you can talk to, who would give you their own shoulders to lean on at that point where you're facing a setback. And I know some people are like, I'm an independent. Let me tell you something, girl. Let me tell you something, boy. We all need someone to lean on, because it's not always going to be very rosy. You need to have people who you can depend on, people who you know that will be there come rain, come shine. Is that hard to say it? I think so. Come rain, come shine. They are always at your corner. They are ever ready to give you listening ears. You know, those are the kind of people you really want in your close space, right? Number 3 thing you should do is self-care. And I know that's the worst time to talk about self-care, but just let me talk before you call for my truth. Before you tell me what do you mean? Allow me to drink water and drop cup. Allow me to learn. Let me just buttress this point before you say anything, all right? I understand. At that particular time, you're going through a setback, whether it's a divorce, whether it's losing a loved one, whether it's having a problem with your business, choosing a career, or just having rejection letters, yes, from different companies. Yeah, the last thing that is on your mind is self-care. And when I say self-care, I'm talking about you dealing with the physical and mental aspect of your well-being. When it comes to the physical aspect, I'm talking about taking a walk, exercising. They help in no small measure. I remember back in the day, what I was doing was that I was running. Every Saturday I would go for runs. I think I still have videos of my runs. If I have, I would definitely put it on the screen right now. Just something to take my mind away from the whole stress of the campaign, of losing, of the messiness. Yeah, so try as much as possible to either exercise, even if you cannot do any strenuous activity, go for a walk, go outdoor, visit a friend, whatever it takes for you to actually move your body. Make sure you're doing that. And for the mental one, what I did, right, was to bury my head into books, right? When you say I came out with a 4 point, I was having mostly A's. It was not because I was the smartest, absolutely not. They were smarter people. I don't think your grade necessarily reflects who you are or your intellectual acumen. So yeah, I was just burying my head to books. I would go to the library. I would stay there for 4-5 hours, just reading and just making sure that this thing enters. I'm like, if I fail in this area, I cannot fail in this area. When it comes to book, when it comes to akwụkwọ, when it comes to reading, burning the midnight candles, you better don't sleep on me, because this girl is definitely going to come true. This girl don't play with her academics. That's on period. Yeah, so I was burning the midnight candles. I was going to the library. I was reading my books, and they definitely paid off. So for you, it might not be books. For you, it might be creativity. You can use that as a creative outlet. You can venture into a new skill, find a new hobby. Yeah, I think you can find a new hobby, find a new thing to do whilst that is working itself out, so that you're not fixated on it, because you want to make sure that it doesn't deter you from having fun, from being the best version of yourself, pretty much. So yeah. The last thing I would say that you can do if you're facing a setback or if you're facing any limitation is to reflect on what you have done and what can be done. And while reflecting, make sure you try to gain the lessons, whether it's good or bad. Make sure you take the good, the bad, and the ugly. You take the good so that in case an opportunity presents itself again, you must have learned from your past experience. You take the bad as a lesson because it helps you not to make the same mistake twice, and you take the ugly to teach other people not to make the same mistake. Okay, so for every setback you have, there's always something to learn. And I think that's what I love about life, is that you keep on learning. No knowledge, they say, is a waste, because you definitely need to apply what you have learned from this stage to the next stage. You know, they build up on each other. So try to learn, reflect on everything that you have done, and who knows, from that you might gain a fresh perspective on what you can do to get out of that rut. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know why my hair has been flying, but I hope you get the message. If you don't get it, forget about it. But I don't want you to forget about it. I want you to get it. So please get it, okay? And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you had told me a few moments ago, like 1 hour ago, that I will be smiling like this, I would have said, get out of here, because what do you mean? But that's just to say that at the end of the whole setback, at the end of the delay, the disappointment, you would look back and smile. You will look back and thank God for the setback. You will look back and say, had it not been for this setback, this disappointment, I would have never gotten to this point I'm in. I would have never thought that this point I am in right now was even possible. I mean, you hear people say this about relationship, you know, having gone through the whole abusive relationship and now being in a healthy relationship, they will tell you that thank God for that, because I would have never really appreciated this as much. Not to say that if you only find yourself in a healthy relationship, you're not going to appreciate it. Obviously, that's not the message. But the message is that you would not appreciate the good if you have never had the bad. Just take it one step at a time. You'll definitely see light at the end of the tunnel, and it will not end in tears, okay? It will not end in disappointment. It will not end in your hope being deferred. And yeah, this was a good one. I enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're just seeing my face for the very first time, if you're just coming across my video for the very first time. And even if you have been watching my video and you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe, okay? Give this video a massive thumbs up, like I said. And importantly, turn on your bell notification to receive future updates from my channel. That being said, I will see you guys in my next one. Until then, bye. Mwah.